Hello, everybody. As promised, Cinema for a Cause is back with a roar with another exciting episode of Takes and Talks. Time to meet today's guest, right? Well, let me welcome him in a different way. His screen avatars give you an adrenaline rush. Some are really cranky, and some become your crush. Love him or hate him, but a man you definitely like to meet. So let's welcome our today's guest, none other than Judhajit. Hi Judhajit, welcome to Takes and Talks.
Hi, Sharmishtha. Hi, thank you so much for inviting me to the show.
Okay,
It's an honor
now
to talk to you and Abhishek.
it's our pleasure to have you with us today. We will be going to have an exciting show, I believe. So now, I'd like to welcome Mr. Abhishek Ganguli, the very backbone of our Cinema for a Cause, the ideator and moderator of Takes and Talks. Mr. Ganguli, please welcome to the show.
Good evening. Thank you so much.
And dear viewers, as I always say, Takes and Talks is your very own show. So please participate in the show by sending us your reactions, your valuable comments and suggestions. You can also send your queries or questions to Judhajit, which will be duly answered by him towards the end of the show. Now, over to you, Mr. Ganguly.
Thank you, Sharmishtha. As you rightly said, Judhajit, you can love him, you can hate him, you can, you can go away from your television or the mobile monitor seeing his different antics, but you can't ignore him. He's
Yeah.
Judhajit Sarkar. And today we have the date with one of the hottest stars of the OTT platform now, a 6'2" hunk. Judhajit, let us start right from the beginning. Your initial days, it started with a hotel career. You started with a five-star Oberoi Grand and then moved on to the
Yes.
ITC Sonar. And after that, you flew, that is, onto Jet Airways. And then you were into independent films, doing direction, acting, everything all together, even production work. And then finally, you arrived in the mainstream, doing a lot of work for the OTT platforms, films, serials, everything all together. How did all this happen? Was it magic?
Not exactly magic. I always intended to become an actor. At a very early age, I decided that I would become one. I started doing theaters since class 3, continued till class 10. During the process, I met my mentor, Mr. Indrashish Lahiri, and it was always there. And I got into the job, and at the same time, I was doing independent filmmaking and all. So I took a decision of leaving the job and the comfort zone and move on to establish myself as an actor. So that was a process, not a magic.
Great, Judhajit. We understood that you were mentored by Mr. Lahiri, as you have mentioned. He was your guru in the beginning time. Mr. Indrashish Lahiri is a very well-known name. You had a big innings in independent films. You scripted, you acted. I remember I met you through scripting, and then we did that Indie Fanda episode with you and your wife Shomosri. So it was scripting, acting, direction. You did a lot of roles, lot of very very interesting roles in indie
Yeah.
films, which I liked personally. I became a fan of yours, seeing your independent film performances. Any fond memories of your indie ways, the indie days which you had spent with all your friends, and it was a big indie family. So how does Jujajit look back onto his indie days?
No, no, it's actually, Abhishek, thank you so much for appreciating the role, firstly. And secondly, it's like, it's not memories. I'm still working with independent films and filmmakers. So there are some interesting scripts which I'm doing. So I'm there. I'm still there with independent filmmaking. So I won't say that it is in my memories only. So that's the thing. So I'm working for both
So that
commercial and independent films. I'm trying to like balance the whole thing.
that's a big sigh of relief for all the independent directors and producers. Anyone who would like to cast Jujajit Sarkar in your films, any kind of independent films, Judhajit is a man of a golden heart. As far as I have interacted with him, he's always been very open to everybody. He always, a man, who's always there to help you out, to lend a hand. So Judhajit is there for all of us, the ones in the independent film arena. Judhajit, you are also a trained director from KFTI. Any moments which you would like to relive in the KFTI days, and what was your take back like?
During my KFTI days, the best thing that happened to me was Shomosri Ghosh, my wife.
Okay.
She's my partner right now. So I met her
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And yes, from there on, this whole culture of filmmaking developed between me and her. And we started forming a small group from where we started making small films, independent films. So those memories are there, obviously, and will always be there. And that's all. That's all.
I really like, the way you put that the best thing which could happen for Judhajit during the KFTI days was Shomosri. Jab We Met happened during the KFTI days, and that was really good. I am amazed at this beautiful couple. They are not only extremely gorgeous and good looking, but with that, they are extremely talented.
Yeah, but like actually, I was not dating her at that point of time in KFTI days. I started dating her after KFTI, I guess.
Thing,
But I met her there.
uh, Yeah, yeah. I'll just repeat the question. You are extremely versatile, Judhajit. You direct, you write scripts, you have done line producing, you have assisted people, you act. So, which is your real first love? If we ask you, what is Judhajit's first love? Doing so many or donning so many hats, which one will it be?
My first love was and always be acting because I started my entire journey as an actor. So it will always be my first love. Other than that, I really enjoy writing scripts, writing screenplays. So that is also there. So these are my first two loves. Direction comes later on. So yes, I have always enjoyed acting. I've always enjoyed acting on stage in front of camera. Any opportunity for performing is a great thing to me. It's a huge opportunity for me. I always take it as a very important thing in my life. Getting that opportunity to perform.
Yeah, so as we hear that your first love is acting, we will get on to some of your wow moments, some clips our creative team has made out of your different, very stellar performances which have recently happened on the OTT platform.
Okay.
We will take a look at your warm moments, Judhaji. It's for our viewers as well.
Mm.
একটা পুরনো কবরস্থান। হ্যাঁ তো এখানে কবর দেওয়ার অ্যালাউড নয়, তাই ভাবলাম লাশ গায়েব করার সব থেকে সহজ উপায় যদি আমরা কোনো পুরনো কবর খুঁড়ে তাতে এই লাশটা পুড়ে দিতে পারি। তোর তো সুবিধাই হলো সনাতন, অস্ত্র বস্ত্র ব্যবহার করতে হবে না বলছে, আর বল বলে তো তোর কোনো জিনিসই নেই। টান না নে হাত তাহলে হাত দে বল হাল ধরতে কেন তোলে বার্তা হ্যাঁ বাবুমা আমাকে বাঁচাও না
চলে আয় আমার সাথে
ছেড়ে দাও আমাকে কি পাপ করেছিলাম মা ছেড়ে দাও আমাকে
মহান তো আজকে তুই আমার হাতে শেষ হবি
That was really
Amazing.
spine chilling. Spine chilling.
Yeah, very
Thank you.
amazing high voltage moments which we saw in the
Right.
video, and each role was a cameo, a different kind of role. And Judhajit, whenever he comes on screen, as I said, tor ke rakh deta hai. It's really fantastic, and he has acted with all very very professional actors. We could see Rudronil, we could see Kharaj, and even the actresses are all very well known. But Judha never showed that he's that way, like junior to them. In fact, he was looking more confident in each of those scenes. Fantastic, Judhajit. Judhajit, as I remember, you and your wife, who's also a very talented director, actor, writer, Shomosri Ghosh, you had ventured into a production company. It's called E Entertainment. So I have two questions here. Why was it called E Entertainments, and how or what was your experience as a creative entrepreneur?
Uh, it is. It was called E Entertainment because the full name was Erato Entertainment. So we wanted to initially we wanted to give Edicid Entertainment, but we were not allowed. There are some particular formats that you have to follow. You can't use just a random name, so you have to you have to select like 3 4 names from where you would be allowed to have one. So it works like that.
Okay.
Uh, so Virato Entertainment is from there. Uh, we, to be very honest, the production house has not worked very well for us. Has not worked wonder for us. We were actually pretty young and naive to start a company at that early stage of our career, and it requires a lot of backup, a lot of connection to have a production house. We didn't know knew about those things, and thus like now we are about to close the company. uh, Me and Shomushi, we decided that we should work individually, try to establish ourselves uh, as an artist in the industry, and then probably later on we will again come back together to what you say, rebuild the whole production unit and the production company once again. But nothing as of now. Uh, it's not working out. We have not actually it has not worked out the way we have wanted it to work as. So that's the thing.
You and Shomosri both are very talented and both are creative. Living under the same roof, two creative people, what is the conflict quotient like? Is there any, like clash of ideas? What happens? Or is it for the betterment, for the quality of what finally churns out? How do you
uh, it has always been like what you said, benefited us. uh, it has always been there, this clash of ideas and all, but it has always benefited me most of the times. So yeah, Shomushi has like she always has this capability of understanding more, probably because she's a woman, she's a girl, and men are a bit off. I think so. So yes,
okay.
so yes, she has always helped me. Even like if we are having a disagreement, so we will discuss about the whole scenario, and she will tell me where she finds things to be not in the right place. So I've always seen one thing, that she has been uncannily correct about most of the things she has said. So after a point of time, I've never complained. So I've always like, okay, what you are saying, probably it's right. So there is no point complaining.
Great. It seems that you both, like complement each other in a fantastic way, and you both, like jointly take decisions which comes out with a winning formula. At times, Shomosri is the guiding angel, as you rightly have said. Judha, as far as I know, my knowledge about your background goes, you are a man who has been greatly inspired by Hollywood actors. So exactly who have been your childhood icons, or whose acting you really admire and would like to at least learn something from those great actors? Any one or two names you would like to share with us?
The first name, like the first two names that come into my mind is Tom Hanks and Johnny Depp. I've always followed them since childhood. Then there is Christian
Okay.
Bale. There are so many other Bollywood actors and Tollywood actors who I follow even now. They are great
Okay.
inspiration to us. People like
Okay.
Irfan Khan, Manoj Bajpayee, Nawazuddin Siddiqui. Or from Tollywood, you have Mr. Ritik Chakraborty, Mr. Shashwat Chatterjee. There is Mr. Rudronil Ghosh, Mr. Kharaj Mukherjee. I worked with most of them. I worked with Shourabh Das. He's a brilliant actor. So, like, it is acting is like learning every day. It's a learning process. You get to learn from these great actors. So it's a huge thing for me. So yes, they will always be my favorites. I've learned from them
Great.
a lot.
Yes. That's wonderful. It's just not watching films, but learning from these great personalities, the way they emote, the body language, the gestures, the postures, the way they carry or get into the skin of any role.
Skin of a character, yes.
We better move on to the next question, Judhajit.
Yes.
Like, how has been your experience in, working with the Tollygunge film in the OTT platform? Any important learning from there?
Till now, it has been a huge learning experience. It has been fun.
Okay,
I've
okay,
learned a lot of things, and at the same time, I've learned that it is very important to be yourself, to be honest, to be honest about what you are, like who you are. So that is really important in this industry.
hmm,
I think so, and that's all. That's it. This is
okay.
what I've learned, and obviously being punctual on time. That is very important. Being punctual on time, like being on time. Sorry, punctual on time. Bhul bolchi.
Okay. Now moving on to we have already started getting questions, so like we will finish up with the in-panel questions at the earliest, as early as possible. Like, you have done so many roles, as we have just seen in the video, and it was really spine chilling. So you have acted as as an alcoholic, abusive, and all, on different kind of bizarre roles. Now tell me, of course the roles that you play, those roles are a far cry from what Judhajit is in reality, right? So do you,
Yeah.
post shooting, after the shooting is over, or even during the shooting, don't you find these kind of roles emotionally, what should I say? Very much disturbing to you as a person.
Not disturbing. I would say it takes a lot emotionally from you. Uh,
Hmm.
it takes a lot of what do you say? You need to like sink in deeper into your thoughts and into your mind, ideologies and everything. You have to like it to like basically to play a negative character. You have to be someone you are not. So you
Right.
have to like cross
Hmm.
that level. So
Hmm.
it requires a lot of like everyone does something for a certain kind of emotion that like triggers to do such a like to do some action like something negative or whatever it is. So yeah, it takes a bit of emotional transition that is not disturbing probably, but it takes away a lot of things from you as a human.
Like, just could you just explain a bit that?
Like it, it's
How does
like
it affect you?
it's not like affecting. Like there was a scene from Choritroheen, the web series
Okay.
that I did. So I was like completely shivering after doing that scene because I've never
Okay.
done something like that in my entire life. I'm
Hmm.
not a person like that. So like getting into that whole zone of being not who you are and doing exactly the opposite of what you believe is what takes away a lot of things from you, to be honest. And it's a good thing in a way. It's a good process. I think actors like that. They like to be drained emotionally. That actually I think that gives you that kick or that high. It gives you that high of portraying different characters because you are this person, this life. You are Judhajit Sarkar, but as an actor, you get to live different characters from Richard to Mirchandra, and whatever the character is. So
Right.
those people are different people with different emotions. So that is the fun. That is fun, not disturbing.
So, just tell me, how do you prepare yourself for that? For playing a character which we don't, we're not so much acquainted with. A psycho character or any kind of a bizarre role. How do you prepare yourself?
The first thing that I do is like learning my lines. That is the basic thing that you do, and
Okay.
I take a lot of references from real life, from other actors, maybe some real life character that whom I've met or I've seen. So I take inspirations from these characters or maybe some previous performances that has already been done, already been performed by some great actors. So I do that. I think
Okay.
that is a general process that every actor takes, taking inspiration from like everyone you follow as an actor. So I think that is one of the most important thing as an actor that you should do.
Okay. Great.
I have a question,
Yes, sir.
Judhajit. This is regarding your acting career. Like you had a
Okay.
very roaring career in a hotel, after that in an airways. Then independent films obviously mainly happens in zero or very minimal budgets. So, now in OTT or the kind of work which you're doing right now, what has been the earnings like? Are you quite economically happy? Like, whatever you're earning, the number of days of shooting, how much busyness you have in a particular month. If you can just share with us what is the
Well,
Can you repeat the question,
yeah,
Abhishek?
yeah. I'm saying like yeah. I'll just tell you. You already are essaying different kinds of roles, but you had a good career in hotels after that airways. But you then ventured into independent films, and now you're into acting. Economically, how like satisfying is it? Like, are you busy the entire month or a few number of days? Is it economically quite gratifying, or is it still a struggle for you? If you can share honestly, because
It is.
I know many aspirants who want to get into the Tollygunge film industry are watching it right away. So if your signals can either give them some hope, or they will have to be ready for a big battle in front of them. What does Judhajit say?
Uh, I would say that acting is a continuous struggle that you have to go through. There would be months where you won't be earning anything because you won't be having projects, obviously. So things are not always in a balance. It is not like a job that you do. It's not a 9 to 11 job. So yes, there are uncertainties, but then if you keep on working on your craft, if you keep on what do you say, pushing yourself to reach that point, obviously you will reach someday. And earning at the time, it will follow. It will come on its own. If you work on your craft, earning will come on its own.
So, as you
I
say
think
that,
so.
people, yeah, aspirants need to concentrate on their craft, be totally focused, totally, it's like a sadhana. They go on acting, and finally, obviously, monetary success would be following. That's fantastic. Judhajit, if we ask you to give maybe two or three tips of the qualities which an aspirant must have in this very good, bad, ugly world of films as an actor, what would be those 2 to 3 tips be? What will Judhajit tell these strugglers, the aspirants, that these three qualities are a must? What do you say to that?
Uh, uh, Three qualities. I don't not sure, but I'll say what I do. Uh, I have always been very punctual. I've reached sets before time, probably half an hour before the call time. I have always tried to learn my lines beforehand, before the scene, which is very important as an actor. It is basics. This is your basic, and obviously not like what you say, not judging a character by seeing how it is being portrayed on screen. It's a perspective which is being portrayed by the director and the writer, so they have an intention for that character. I don't see whether it's a negative character or a positive character. I see whether there is an opportunity for that scope to perform or not. I think that is very important as an actor, as a young and budding actor who is coming into the industry, of not judging a character by what is written on the script and the text. So I think that is really important. Three qualities, like three things you should have as an actor, I said.
Great, Judhajit. So, whichever role comes your way, you should be prepared to portray that on the big screen or the small screen. But, Judhajit, now I am donning the director or producer's hat, and I am giving you four different options. Which one will you be choosing? And just tell us why. One is the role of a romantic hero, one is a psycho character, one is a mafia don, and one is a terrorist.
To
Which
be
four
honest, if
of these
I
four roles, yeah, which one will you be picking up and why?
the first one I would be picking up right now would be a romantic role, because I've not portrayed a romantic character before. And then I would love to get into a terrorist's mind, probably, because
Okay.
yeah, that is something I've never done. Their mind, they don't work in a romantic way. So I would love to get into that mind. So yes, that's what.
Okay.
These two characters
So,
I would love
so
to do, right.
yeah, so like two kinds of terrorism. Maybe like a romantic hero, maybe terrorized in love, and the other one is the real terrorist with the guns in hand and the bombs to explode. Fantastic. Uh, I know that you also had a secret desire, or you have already directed quite a few independent films. Later on, maybe, do we see Judhajit donning the director's hat also?
Probably I will get into direction probably, but I don't see getting into direction right now. Nothing right now. So let's see. I am focusing on my acting right now completely. Direction is there.
Okay. Uh, we are nearly at the end of the 2020 year, and 5 years from now, 2025, where will Judhajit want to stand? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now in 2025? Any specific targets or objectives to be met?
Uh, I've always failed in answering questions like this, to be honest. But yeah, I see myself doing good characters, better characters. I see myself doing good projects. Obviously, that is a criteria, and nothing more than that. I've never desired to win a win an award to like establish myself as an actor or have a lot of fandom to become an actor. Acting has always been the first love, and it will always be. So the process would be like after 5 years, I see myself acting, continuing acting, doing good job, good projects, good characters. That is what is there.
Any dreams for Bollywood? Would you like to also, you also speak fluent Hindi, so any Mumbai dreams? Would you like to take a try
Yeah,
there?
yeah. Obviously, Bombay is always there in my mind. I would love to work in Bombay as well. Looking for opportunities. Looking for opportunities. Let's see. I've done a Hindi
Great.
film last year. I did
Okay.
a Hindi film last year. Just been directed by Parthuda. Let's see. We are waiting for the release.
Excellent. So anyone who's interested to do something in Hindi with Judhajit, he's always there. And I'm sure Bombay directors would again, take a real look at the fantastic cameos, the appearances which Judhajit has done on the Bengali screen. And I'm sure that, he would be getting some openings in Mumbai as well. Sharmishtha, can we have the questions for Judhajit before we end up the show? He has been wonderful, like he has been answering all the questions so smartly. So
Yes.
if we have some questions which you already have
Yeah,
gathered, I'm sure. Yeah,
we
yeah.
have got a quite a good, I mean, lot of questions. So
So
let me
please,
move on to the
let's,
questions.
yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
Judhajit, can you just see the question, or do you want me to read it for you?
What was the process you went
You
through when
went
you
through.
got into your characters? What was the process you went through when you got into the characters, into your characters? It's a long process, to be honest. I go through the script. I take references of characters from where I can like give some traits from those characters to the character I'm playing. Then living that character, like even if you're not on set, not actually performing, I go back home and behave the same way. So like if a shooting is going on for 7 to 8 days, I live that character 24 hours. So it's also a disturbing process, but because my family members get really agitated and irritated with me because of this whole thing. But yeah, it is an important process to go through. I think that really helps me to get into a character.
Okay, thank you. So we move on to the next question. Um okay, that has also been asked by Arjuma. He wants to know how do you think the industry is coping up with this art platform, given you are a part of it too? How did you cope up during this pandemic since it has affected a lot of people who work behind the scenes as well?
Uh,
A very relevant question, right?
yeah, it is. But
Yeah.
like coping up has been really difficult in the past 5 6 months during the pandemic because it was something we were not prepared about.
Right.
Like uh,
Prepared for,
yeah,
right?
prepared for, right, and we are still trying to find ways of coping up, and we are finding ways. So we have to be strong. That's all. That's what I can say right now. Uh, I have been strong for 5 6 months. There were no jobs at all, or no earnings. So you have to keep your creative juices flowing. So you have to keep on working. So I think if you believe in yourself, things will change accordingly, whether it's pandemic or a bad phase.
Okay. We move on to the next question asked by Anisha Mukherjee. She has asked two questions. Which character or role you loved playing the most? And there's another
Okay.
question. Uh, yeah, to play the role of a hero, or I mean, given a choice to play the role of a hero or villain, which one would you prefer? And the first question, which character that you have played till that you loved playing it the most?
Uh, the character that I enjoyed playing the most was Richard from Choritrohin. There are a lot of other characters that I've enjoyed playing, but I think Richard has been the most challenging character till
Okay.
date. And given a choice, if they give me a choice of becoming a like portraying a hero or a villain, I'll choose a villain. I know
Okay.
that's pretty odd, but I enjoy playing negative characters a lot. It is always
Any
there in my list.
any particular reason for that?
Because it gives me that drive. I'm not the person I am, so it is like fun doing something or not. So that is the process.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I would love to play a hero as well, a negative, positive character. But I don't get cast as a positive character most of the times. Let's see.
Okay. Just
Hopefully
tell
they
me
will.
something. This question is not from the audience end, but from my end. What
Yeah.
would be a dream role? Which role you were looking forward to play in future?
I would love to play something like a Mughal emperor probably.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know if I fit the bill or not, but I would love to play a Mughal emperor, learn Urdu and everything. That is like I've always dreamt of doing something like that, or probably some biographical script, some biography. I would love to do something like I would love to play Shourab Ganguly one day because he has always been an idol and I've always followed him. So I have always thought of playing him on screen. So let's see. These are like
That's
two of my dream roles.
that's great. So moving on to the next question. Okay. The same question. It has been like asked by Arjuma as well as Pia. Being a part of the industry, how difficult do you think it is to get a foothold there and being yourself?
I don't think it's that difficult. As I said early in the interview, you need to be yourself. I think being honest to yourself works out in this industry. People appreciate you for who you are and not trying to be someone who you are not. So I think it doesn't work at all. So yes, being the same person in real life and the people you are meeting with, the people you are working with, works for you here.
Okay. So now we'll move on to the next question. It has been asked by Mr. Devananda Ganguli. He wants to know when you create a character as per your script, you follow and induce methodical acting, or I mean your inner thinking. Please go through the question once. It's not very clear.
I can't see the question.
But it's very
Judhajit, when
much
you create a character as per script, you follow and induce methodical acting with your inner thinking. Okay, that's a
yeah.
question or a statement? I think it's a question. He's asking whether you.
Yeah. Do you follow and induce methodical acting with your inner thinking? That's I probably Mr. Ganguly wants to know.
I don't exactly use methodical acting. I use what I feel. I guess I have an initial feeling after reading the script of. I have an initial feeling about the perspective of the character that has been written by the writer or being portrayed by the director. So there is a certain amount of feeling that is required to go through the character, and when you portray it, I think that that emotional feeling that is what you portray on screen. And the whole idea is to play with the feelings, to play with the layers of your mindscape, your emotional thing, going deep into what you think. And yeah, that is how it works. I don't think I don't use methodical actings that way. I use these beliefs and these things that I've gone through. The first feeling that I have, that is what works, I think. Yeah. And obviously, methodical acting is also there, but it comes later on. But the first thing that comes in is having the right feel, like getting like
Okay,
into the character.
that's good. Just tell me, like how much does are you I mean avid reader? Do you read because
I
you're
do read.
also into script writing?
I'm not an avid reader, but I read. I do read.
Hmm.
I don't get opportunity that much to read these days because I have to go through a lot of stuff. But I read. I do read. I
Okay,
read even now,
so
whenever I get
how
the
much?
opportunity.
Okay, that's good. So how much does reading help you to get into the skin of a character, under the skin of a character?
I would say that reading has given me ideas of a lot, like has given me a range of idea of how characters can be. Even like while playing negative
Mm.
characters, it does help you. Like I don't know if you have read Roald Dahl or characters like what do you say? I'm forgetting the name, whatever. So like there are some particular characters which actually they shine with the layers of writing. Okay, the changing of emotion. It's something in this page, and then it changes in the next chapter. So I feel even in while portraying a character on screen, those things help. Okay, so being like honest to the text, whatever it is. So there have been script that has been developed from novels as well, novel stories. So if you have gone through the actual novel and the story, you know what the character is like. So you already have that idea behind your mind. Okay, the character is like this.
Right. Okay. Okay. That's
So
a
it has
nice
always
answer
helped,
and a
like
very honest
being
answer.
through. I think at the end of the day, the writer actually is like showing you he has written a
Hmm.
skeleton, and we are like the muscles and the blood and the veins that are being attached to the
Got it.
body to give it a
Mhm.
good look. So he's
Right.
the basic, like the skeleton and the brain of the
Hmm.
script or the text. So like
Hmm.
being honest to that perspective helps you improve your portrayal on screen, I think so.
That's true. That's really true. A question on a very recent film of yours. Please say something about Dracula, sir.
Okay, so Dracula sir has yeah, it has been one of the best experiences of my life. I worked with Devaloida once again. It's the third project that I worked with him. He has actually been like what you say, kind of a godfather to me in this industry. To be very honest, he has really supported me and pushed me. And then I've also gotten the opportunity to work with Anirban Bhattacharya. So that experience was also like overwhelming, to be honest. Uh, he is a brilliant actor, and working with people like them around you really gives good vibes. And when I learned about the script of this film, I was fascinated. I was fascinated. I don't know if the audience is also fascinated or not. I've gotten some good response for Dracula, sir. Yeah, I feel it is something that has not been made in Bengal before. This kind of scripts have not been made before. I feel so. So I have a lot of like. I'm really proud of this film. Really proud of this film. To be honest.
Okay, that's great. Moving on to another question. Next question. What's your personal choice? And what type of movie do you like the most?
What
Personally.
type of movie do you like?
Yeah.
Okay, I personally like thriller movies and horror movies. I personally like
Okay.
them a lot. I've recently ventured into Ari Aster, the director. He's a brilliant director who has made two brilliant horror films. I'm like a huge fan of that guy. I don't know if you have heard of Hereditary or Midsommar. Do watch those films. Yeah, that's my genre. I love watching films like that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the question and your honest answer. Moving on to, I guess this is the last question for today from the audience end. Uh, yeah, that's again from Arjuma. Can you read it?
There's this
There's,
phrase people say that an actor cannot be star and vice versa. Do you believe in that? I don't believe in that. I think a star also have to be an actor. It's very important to become an actor first. And yeah, I don't think that phrase. I don't believe in that phrase. I don't believe in that. I've always believed in acting, and that is the first thing, like becoming an actor. I don't know what is the demarcation of becoming a star, or what demarcation it is to be a success story. But the first thing that comes up to my mind when I think of performing is becoming an actor first, and then anything else. That's what.
okay.
I hope it answers your question. What?
Yeah, that's what you feel personally.
Yeah, that's what I feel personally.
I
Becoming
mean,
an
like,
actor is the most
that's,
important thing.
yeah,
Star and things like that come later on. I don't think a star should be a lesser actor than an actor. Yes, he
I
or
mean,
she also has to be an actor.
yeah. Acting is what matters the most, right?
The most, yeah,
That,
yeah.
right,
That is what
right,
matters the most.
exactly. Uh, Now we are done with the question answer round from, I mean, so for the audience questions are concerned, we are done with that. I believe Mr. Ganguli is there. Yeah, let me add him to the stream.
Yeah,
We're
Judhajit,
done with the,
I was listening to those fantastic answers which you had, and you have been very frank and candid with all the questions.
Thank you, Abhishek.
Or an actor can become a star. In fact, now many of the very, very strong, very potent actors are all stars now. So that's a very good trend. And previously, most of the stars had to be good actors, right from Rajesh Khanna or even before Amitabh Bachchan, your favorite Shah Rukh Khan, all are very powerful
Yeah,
actors. So they
they
need
are.
to
They
have
are.
a very strong they need to have a very strong screen presence, and they really have to know their histrionics very well. Judha, I have worked
Exactly.
with you under your direction. You have worked with me under my direction. So we have a different kind of relationship. And what I have seen and understood about you is you are someone who is very, very frank and honest about his craft and honest about whatever you pursue, which is really extremely appreciable. We really thank
Thank
you
you.
a lot from Takes and Talks for being, with us and giving your valuable tips and time. And this Take and Talk, I'm sure, would help a lot of aspirants, many of these young girls, many of the questions which we had from the floor. Judha, before we part, what will be your parting message to all your fans, admirers, and followers? Judhajit Sarkar to all his fans, admirers, and followers on behalf of Takes and Talks.
I would say like keep spreading love. Keep being helpful to people. Be human. Be honest to yourself. And yes, be the God on earth. That is what I feel. Like there's God in every human being. Be that. Be the good person you are. That's all.
Thanks, Judha, for that lovely answer.
So we have to keep on spreading love. That's what Judhajit says. That's a very nice parting message from your end.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, like as Judha beautifully said, that you have to be the God inside you. Like you have to be a good human being. And Judha is just the embodiment of that. He's honest, kind, lion-hearted, a friend in need. I have so many adjectives to describe this 6 foot
Well, I mean,
two hunk.
a far cry
She
from
is.
what he portrays on screen, right?
Yeah. He
Yeah.
portrays all the very bizarre characters, the Mirchandani, but he himself is like Thakur Ramkrishna. He's extremely down to earth and extremely helpful. I I I really know him so close that like he's like my younger brother. But I am a big fan and an admirer of this wonderful man. Over to Sharmishtha
Okay.
to give him
Thank you.
our
Thank you so
vote of
much.
thanks from
Yeah.
Takes and Talks.
Thank you, Mr. Ganguly. And first of all, I'd like to thank Judhajit for being here, for
Thank you. Thank you.
enriching takes and talks with your presence and participation. We wish you all the very best for your future endeavors. We hope to see you. I mean, having a very soaring career, in the film industry and in your way ahead. So I just want to say that thank you everybody for your participation, for your questions and everything. So Takes and Talks would be back soon with another exciting episode, with another guest, some more success stories, some more performances, a lot of adda and masti. So till then, do take a very good care of yourself. Stay safe, stay healthy. Good night.
Good night. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.